Hi, good morning. We are up at the, where are we, David?
The water treatment plant.
I knew that. I just want to make sure he did. This is David Ford, and he is the Public Works Director for the town of Wolfeboro. He does all the things behind the scenes, so you can do all the things in front of the scene. And David, right now we're in the water treatment plant, are we not?
Yes, we are.
So I'm just going to step out of the way, and you just carry on, carry me back to Old Virginia, but take care of the whole thing, okay?
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
There you go.
Thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to come visit us. And today what we want to do is show you a little bit what goes on behind the scenes, as Alan said. The water treatment plant was built almost 20 years ago as a regulation, in response to regulation required our surface water source, Upper Beach Pond, to have filtration. We're going to show you today the plant and how it's looking after almost 20 years. We're very proud of it. Our staff here does a very good job of maintaining the facility, and again, we're also upgrading as we go on. So first off, where does the water come from? It comes from Upper Beach Pond. I'm going to show you a little map here. We own the watershed around Upper Beach Pond. Again, it's a water source that was picked up by the town over 100 years ago, and the pipeline was put in the 1890s going from here downtown. This water source is about 1,500 feet from where we are now at the treatment plant. The treatment plant is actually downhill of the water source, so that we have a dual 12-inch lines from the pond to our treatment facility, and then from the facility it runs by gravity through the filters. We add chemicals, and then it goes out to our chlorine contact chamber where we disinfect the water, and then it goes into a 1,000,000-gallon storage tank, and then from there it goes into our distribution system. We have about 2,200 customers, and right now, this past year, our average flow was 420,000 gallons per day over 365 days. That's good news in that about 10 years ago, we were flowing at 660,000 gallons a day. We were losing over 240,000 gallons a day to leaks in the ground. And also, it was draining our water supply. Our pond is spring-fed, and therefore it only has a certain capacity. It's been determined the capacity is around 660,000 gallons per day. Again, about 10 years ago, the state hit us with a moratorium. If you remember, back in 2006, in which we had no more water hookups because of our water crisis. And since then, we've done a great job in sealing up all the leaks. So now our water supply should be fine for years to come, and we're looking good. So what I'm going to do now is kind of take you on a tour of the plant. Right now, we're in the control room, and over my shoulder here, I'm not sure you can see that, but we have a computer system, which is called our supervisory control and data acquisition. This has connections to all the major components within our system, so we can track as the water's coming in and the filters are running, and we can also see if something breaks down. The plant is manned 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. On weekends, they come in for a few hours, but the SCADA system is always monitoring the system 24/7. If there's a problem in the middle of the night, an alarm will go off, a call will go to one of our operators, and we can respond. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to go out into the filter room and show you where the water comes in and goes to the filters. I'm standing in front of one of our water treatment filtration units, and as we said, a lot of our testing equipment is connected electronically to our computer system. And here we're monitoring the pH level, chlorine level, and other chemicals within the system. These are fed back into the computer system, so the operator always knows where we are. Okay, I'm standing right in front of where the raw water from Upper Beach Pond comes into the plant. It's running, there's a dual 12-inch line, and it comes into the plant through this line here, and then goes through a filter. This is a rough filter, so a screen, I should say, to get out any fish or any debris that may have come into the intake. From here, the raw water, we add chemicals, and we have a chemical feed system, one of our systems right here. So we have a day tank in which we take the bulk storage, mix it to a certain concentration, and then we have our little chemical feed pumps. These pumps are based on the calculations the operators do. They inject a certain amount of chemical into the raw water so that we can create the particles to settle out in the filter. I'm going to show you where the chemicals go in. So these lines, you can see, are then piped in. I'll walk over here. So as we said, the raw water is coming in through this pipe, and then the chemical feeds are coming in and they're being injected. I'm not sure you can see, we have injection points here, injection points here, where it goes in, and we have a flash mixer. Here it's mixed, and then it goes up and into either one of our two clarifiers. There it goes into the filters for the treatment. We'll go up and take a look at that. So now we're up on a deck between our two 1 million gallon per day filters. This is a Trident microfloc filtration plant. How it works is we have the water that comes in, raw water comes in, we add chemicals, and it comes up to our clarifier, mixing the chemical with the raw water. Then it spills over into this bay, in which it goes down to our filter. Our filter is made up of different material. This is a plexiglass column showing at the top we have anthracite coal, which helps in taking out odor and taste. And then down we have different sized rocks, small pebbles, medium size, and then at the bottom is rock. This is our filter media. It works excellent. Again, as I said before, the plant's been running for almost 19 years, going on our 20th year. This year we're going to be replacing our anthracite coal. Just heard our pumps kick on. That's just our backwash pumps, our compressor. What we'll do now is we'll break and we'll show you other parts of the plant. Okay, Alan, we are now on the back side of the filters. Our two filter units are here, and we see the piping coming out. So as we explained, the raw water comes in, we add chemical, it comes up to the clarifier, where we have time to contact the chemical with the raw water, then it goes down through the filter, it comes out. These pipes to the filter, the common header, which goes down and goes into our clear well. If you want to, we can add chemical at this stage also. After a certain amount of time, the filters become to get clogged, so they have to go through a back washing cycle. To do that, we have the valve pneumatically closed, other valves open. These are pneumatic valves up here, and the water is then under high pressure sent back up through the filter to loosen the dirty particles, and the backwash goes out into our lagoon where the water settles and the dirty water stays out there. The filter then goes back online. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you where the water goes after it leaves the clear well. Yeah, Alan, we're outside now. We just came from the filter building, which is right there. As I explained, after the water is filtered, it goes into our chlorine contact chamber. We hit it with chlorine just enough to make sure we kill all the bacteria and viruses, and then after a certain amount of time, it then goes into our 1 million gallon storage container. This is a big concrete structure that was built again with the plant. It holds 1 million gallons, so during a fire flow or high demand, this will supply as much water as we need, and then the plant itself can kick in another 1 million gallons a day. So we can take a high drawer off this tank, and it runs. We have two 12-inch lines from here all the way into town. Just beyond that, if you look down below the tank, we have two structures down there, and that's also where we have the ability to add some additional chemical, depending on what the operators need to do for the water. Keep swinging around. We talked about when the filters get clogged and they need to be backwashed. The backwash goes into these lagoons. These are big lined lagoons in which the backwash water, which is dirty, is allowed to settle out. And every so many years we go ahead and remove the dirt. Alan, we are now standing in the lab, so our operators on a daily basis, not only do we have instrumentation that's doing it automatically, but we also have to manually take samples and test them to make sure they are in accordance with our plan. We always measure our raw water, and we also check our finished water to make sure we're getting the results desired. You can see the different types of equipment we have for measuring the pH. We have a spectrometer here for measuring other parameters that the operators are interested in. And it's important, again, that all our operators are trained and certified, so they know what they're doing, and we have a great confidence in their work and their ability. Finish our tour of the plant. It's always good to go back and look at the history. At the beginning of our session, we talked about how old some of our pipes are. And here in our plant, we have a little collection of historical artifacts. And what you're seeing here is some of our pipe that's been in the system for a long period of time. You can see what happens is tuberculation develops in the insides of the pipe, decreasing the effective diameter of the pipe and lowering the flow. Some pipes you can see are much worse than others. This is some original cast iron pipe that's been taken out of the ground. We still have over 2 miles of this pipe, and we will continue working on our capital program to get rid of that. The other thing we talked about is leaks, and I'm not sure we can see that, but if we can zoom in, this is a copper service, and in these two little areas are circled are little leaks. So these little pin leaks can let go of a 1 gallon a minute leak, can be 1,440 gallons a day, and could be 500,000 gallons a year. So we're always on the lookout for leaks. If anyone sees a wet spot in their lawn or someplace that water is there where it doesn't belong, it's always good to call the water department. We don't mind checking anywhere we have a water system. We're always checking for leaks. As I stated, our aggressive policy over the last 10 years has reduced our daily flow from 660 gallons a day down to 420 gallons a day. We're very proud of that because, again, we're not wasting the water. We don't need to pay for an increased supply, and we'll continue with that process. A couple other things I want to show you is back here is the original pipe, and it's a wood pipe, kind of interesting. It was in the Living Museum at one point. You can see how it was put together. This was back installed in 1912, and was taken out of service, I think, in the 1960s. We no longer have any wooden pipe in our system. We have, again, for historical purposes, one other piece I'm not sure you can reach, which is it's more of a long rectangular log, and it's kind of somewhat in tough shape, but you can show back in the day how the operators would have made a pipe out of a log. And again, very interesting. Right now, all our pipe is either ductile iron, or we have gone to plastic pipe also in some of our areas where we use a high-density polyethylene pipe. But it's just interesting to see what's out there. And again, just to know that your town staff, your water department is, again, always on it, 24/7 monitoring the system. All our operators are certified, and all our maintenance technicians in the field are certified. And again, if anyone has more interest in our water treatment plant or anything dealing with public works, you always can contact us. We're at Town Hall, and we can find us on our town webpage. Again, thank you for joining us today on this tour, and again, hopefully you learned something. Thank you.